So I don't want to make it a habit of showing fighters. No, it's not even a habit. I don't want fighters doing the wrong thing. So we're gonna get back to the basics of boxing. Let's go.
Floyd outdoing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focusing on. He already did what he had to do, bro.
For sure.
I ain't gonna lie.
You thought it was just an off night, or?
Everybody has an off night. Everybody has an off night.
Go ahead and surpass him. He's always been that way, you know? I've just got to stay focused on my own path. He always handled his business, no doubt. I'm just being honest.
You know, he the one told Frank that I was running at 7 o'clock in the morning, Friday. He told Frank that. He was giving Frank tips and stuff like that. But I knew for sure that wasn't going to be enough to beat me. It's cool. It's all right. You know? I don't really think too much of it. He's not going to hurt me. You know what I mean? So it's good to be with him than be cool with him, because he can do some crazy stuff. He'll put you in bad situations.
Gervonta Davis is deeply upset after hearing that Floyd Mayweather allegedly visited Lamont Roach's training camp ahead of their upcoming rematch. To Davis, this move felt like a betrayal by someone he once looked up to as a mentor. He's been vocal about his complicated relationship with Mayweather, even stating that it's sometimes better to be distant from him than to maintain a close connection. Davis hinted that being too close to Mayweather brought unnecessary challenges, mentioning that there were things Floyd did behind the scenes that few people know about. While he didn't dive into specifics, his remarks suggested that Mayweather's presence had a negative effect on both his personal and professional life. In the past, Davis has expressed frustration with how certain situations were handled during their time together, indicating that their relationship was far more complex than what fans saw publicly. He acknowledged Mayweather's accomplishments in boxing, but made it clear that the best move for his own career is to stay focused on his own goals. Now, with his rematch against Roach approaching, Davis is determined to move forward with a clear mind. He believes that distancing himself from Mayweather's influence is necessary to stay mentally sharp and fully committed to his journey.
Camp and crew or something, or not?
Floyd outdoing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focusing on. He already did what he had to do, bro.
For sure.
I ain't gonna lie. Me, if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't follow him for like stand to himself and things like that. But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's much love to the whole Mayweather promotion. You know what I mean? Ain't no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting on Instagram, I be mad. I just be talking.
Tank Davis recently spoke about his relationship with Floyd Mayweather, making it clear that he's now focused on his own career. When asked about Mayweather's involvement, Davis said Floyd has always been the way he is and has already done everything he set out to in boxing. Davis added that if he were in Mayweather's position, he'd probably feel the same. He doesn't hold any hard feelings and understands that Mayweather has moved on from managing other fighters. While some might see Floyd's distance as a lack of support, Davis doesn't take it personally. He respects what Mayweather has done and is now focused on his own journey. With a rematch against Lamont Roach ahead, Davis is determined to prove himself, relying only on his own effort and focus. He's no longer looking back. His eyes are on building his own legacy in the sport.
A lot of fighters think it's just this. Let's do it. Come on. See, a lot of fighters think it's just this. So I don't want to make it a habit of showing fighters. No, it's not even a habit. I don't want fighters doing the wrong thing. So we're gonna get back to the basics of boxing. Let's go. See the long jab? See the long jab?
Tank Davis recently shared that he's now focused on his own boxing career, moving past his relationship with Floyd Mayweather. Davis acknowledged that Mayweather has already achieved everything in the sport and isn't involved in guiding other fighters anymore. He understands Floyd's decision, showing no resentment. Davis is fully focused on his upcoming rematch against Lamont Roach and is determined to build his own legacy. He's not looking for support from anyone, instead focusing on his own efforts to succeed and remain at the top of boxing.
Presumably, Tank is supposed to, win this fight. This is a fight that there's not a lot of doubt about him coming out victorious in. So the talk shifts, and we got to know, Roy, from your perspective, Tank Shakur. When you think about that fight being a potential fight this year, how do you see it going?
I ain't gonna really think about that yet because I'm waiting after he finishes his fight with Roach. Roach is not just your average everyday opponent. Roach is a person who knows Tank, who's been around Tank his whole life. This is a different fight. You can't put Roach to the side like that. I'm sorry. Now, I'm not saying that he's gonna win the fight. I don't know that, but Roach cannot be this underrated like that. You understand? You got to understand that Roach came from basically the same ecosystem as Tank came from. Roach is a very formidable opponent. So I'm not going to talk about none of that till we get by Roach, because what I'm telling you about the other stuff don't really mean nothing right now.
Okay, let me ask you this, because this did happen.
I'm feeling good always. How you doing?
I'm always good. You're a special fighter. Tank's a special fighter. What do you like about him? What makes him different?
I like that when Tank come to fight, Tank come to knock you out. Tank don't come to just beat you by decision. He come to take you out. He come to try to get the job done best way he can. And he loves to come there and entertain the fans. He's not there to play around. He's trying to smoke you. And that's what life's supposed to be about.
Okay, if you played in the NBA, what would be the team you would choose to play with?
Right now, I'll play Milwaukee.
Why?
I like Dame and I like Giannis.
Roy, did you see what happened between T.O. and Bud?
No. Yeah, I did see, yeah.
What are your thoughts on it? Because the whole thing that came out of that, right, was that T.O. said, hey, he apologized and he was leveraging racism as promotion.
Right, he don't want no part of Bud, what that means.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Speaking of Bud, what are your thoughts on
Roy Jones Jr. commended Lamont Roach for his impressive skills and adaptability in the ring. Jones highlighted Roach's strong fundamentals, defense, and counter-punching, making him a dangerous and versatile opponent. Despite doubts before his fight with Gervonta Davis, Roach proved he belongs at the top. Jones also praised Roach's punching power, discipline, and work ethic, which allowed him to consistently perform at a high level. With his growing confidence and technique, Jones believes Roach is ready for any challenge ahead.
Earlier. My initial plan is to win, but every time I fight, I'm trying to knock somebody out. So, so if that happens in the midst of it, that'd be a blessing. That'd be definitely something that I work for, because I work my ass off. But if he on his way out, well, why not kick his ass out?
Lamont Roach has emphasized that while winning is his primary goal, his ultimate aim is to knock out his opponent. For Roach, stepping into the ring is about more than just victory. It's about making a statement. He has devoted countless hours to perfecting his skills, and a knockout of Gervonta Davis would be a career-defining moment. Roach sees this as a chance to prove himself at the highest level and secure his spot among boxing's elite.
It does in a sense, but yeah, it do for sure. I ain't gonna lie. I like to prove people wrong, and I damn sure like to prove myself right. So yeah, it definitely gives me an incentive. And like I said before, I've been before. The Hector fight, they had me duck. Right now, they really got me. They really got me. So it's an agenda. I got it on the agenda to upset a lot of.
Lamont Roach thrives on proving critics wrong. Throughout his career, doubts about his place among boxing's elite have fueled his drive to work harder. After his first fight with Gervonta Davis, some felt he didn't do enough to claim a clear victory, despite a strong performance. Now, Roach views the rematch as his chance to silence those doubters. He's determined to show that he's not just a good fighter.
I don't think Roach is a great fighter. And it sounds harsh, but what is he great at? He had a great night, doesn't make him a great fighter. Buster Douglas had a great night, never was a great fighter. I love you, George. I love George Gambosis. Really great night from you when you beat Teofimo Lopez. You were never a great fighter. And never has he shown us he was a great fighter. He was on nobody's radar. 25 plus fights. And then he has one great night, one great fight. And a lot of guys want to say, oh, he's a great fighter. What about Roach versus Loma, Roach versus Shakur, Roach versus Keyshawn, Haney, Teo? No. No. I'm not allowing you guys to do that. He had a great night. You got to show me that again and again. If you could show me that 2 more times, that this wasn't just a great night, I'm a great fighter now, then I'll give it to you. But one great night. You cannot be an alcoholic for 25 years, go one day without drinking, and expect me to call you sober. You can't.